Here we go, guys. Here we go, here we go. Alright, guys. Spotting. Excuse me. Spawning. Top right-hand corner of the map. As the green Zerg from Team Impulse, we have Hyper. Excuse me. And his opponent here, bottom left-hand side. As the orange Protoss from Team MVP, we have Tails. PVZ here. Tails choosing to put his first pylon here. What this suggests is we might have a Nexus first. There's two ways you can go from here. There's the Titan build, where you build one gateway here, you expand. The way the gateway build, the Titan build is, you get the gateway and then you do the Forge expand. Allows you to get Zealots out quicker, allows you to get Cybernetics out quicker, allows you to get your gateway timing quicker. Or from here, you just fill in on your Nexus first, and then you put your second pylon over here, Nexus. So, two different ways you can go with this build. I like the Titan build, I like the Nexus first build. Either way, we get to see a fun PvZ here. Hyper more than likely going to be throwing down spawning pool on 15. Actually going for the 14 pool. Interesting here. And we're actually seeing the gateway build. So this is going to be the Titan build, guys, more than likely. Unless it's something new I have not seen from just yet. It's more likely going to be the Titan build. The cool thing about this build is you get the Zealots out quicker. And the reason you can do it this way is you can A, get a higher sentry count quicker, which allows you to take a third base quicker. Or from there, you can go with a, let's say, just a faster 7-gate, 8-gate timing. It's a really cool thing to do. So it's going to be the Titan build. It's not going to be any form of one base play. He's getting that Nexus down, getting that first gas very, very quickly. The key, like the point of this build is everything is just a little bit faster. Get that pylon down. It looks like you're doing a Forge fast expand. You'll still get the Forge. If they don't scout with drones, which a lot of Zerg players skip scouting with drones. And you really can't afford to scout with a probe with this build. So if you guys want to emulate this build, do not scout. It's just not worth the scout with the probe. You have to you need to keep all your probes back home. You need to keep mining because you need everything to be faster. Having the one probe on the map is not really necessary. You can't really afford to use the pylon blocks. You can't afford to put down that one pylon down. You can't afford to do anything crazy. I mean, you need to have as much. You need to get your wall up quickly because if they're doing the fast roach timing, you need the cannons up quick. You need the Cybernetics core quick. So we already have the Cyber Core started. He has not built a Forge just yet. This is a little bit interesting, and Hyper scouts this. Will we see a Forge at all from Tails? Oh, and the cool. Oh, okay. He's doing the Zealot Stalker style. So we're gonna see very, very fast Zealot Stalker aggression. Two Stalkers and a Zealot. Going to try and harass this third base as much as possible, do as much damage as possible, force Hyper to build a lot of early lings, or even throw down a really fast Roach Warren and just throw off his economy. We're seeing two gateways go down now. He's completely skipping the Forge altogether. He's just going with a fast 4-gate timing it's probably going to be. We should be seeing one more gateway go down, walling off that pylon. There is a small hole here that the Stalker can fit out. He's actually going to skip the second Stalker and just go with the one Zealot, one Stalker timing. It's going to force links, force some form of aggression with more than just a queen. So up to 3 gateways here for MvPTAILS, getting a very fast warp gate. He's been chrono boosting warp gate almost constantly. Yep, there's another chrono boost on that warp gate. Let's look back in Hyper's base. We need to see what he's got. All he has is 12. He does have 12 wings on the way, which is nice. There are 2 queens here to defend, but this very exposed third base is about to be harassed. And with just speedless lings here, it might be difficult to hold off. So that base is up. Actually, just not even going for that Stalker. Says screw it. So here comes a pylon. This is the cool thing about this build. It's going to be a very aggressive, fast 3-gate timing. I'm going to attempt to do a lot of damage with this. Here comes the speedless Zealots. The pylon is here. Warp gates are about to warp in. Will we get the 3 rounds of Zealots? There they go. Need to make sure not to lose this probe, though. Losing that probe would be very devastating. Speed is just now starting. But keep in mind, guys, there's no Roach Ward. So this third base is very exposed. There is no creep spread to this base just yet, so he can't get the queens down here at all. Speed is only a third of the way done. So this third base more than likely will get stopped or get killed. And back home, he's just macroing up. He's still building probes. He's adding on 3 more gas, going up to 4 gas. So after he kills off this base, he can just leave. Oh, and the queen is so out of position here. More lings coming in. He's building 8 more. There's no Roach Warren here at all for Hyper. And he's going straight for that pylon. So smart here. Will there be a warp in timing? Warp gate is about to wrap up. We should see 3 Zealots coming in. There they go. So this pylon should be safe. But the probe did die. And the third base falls. This is just a hugely aggressive build here from Tails. And he's allowed to keep... Am I muted right now? Yeah. What? You guys are confusing me, man. You guys are confusing me. Zealots coming forward here. All 24 lings on the way here, and there's so many Zealots here. No upgrade. Remember, he did not get forged. It's not +1 lings. These are just regular +1 Zealots. They're just regular Zealots. So lings can eventually kill them. It just takes a lot of them. So this army will be cleaned up. 3 more Zealots coming over, but the damage has been done. There's a wall off here, so you can make a Zealot to fill up the hole. The third base has been killed. Look at that units lost tab, though. Protoss has lost a little bit more resources. So there goes the Zealots. They are being cleaned up. Pylon being cleaned up. So let's look at that income tab, 41 to 40. So even though a lot of lings were built, it's not the end of the world for Hyper. I feel that Tails overcommitted to this push. Just ever so slightly. It's a hard decision to make as a player. Do I go home or do I not? Or do I continue to push? It's very, very difficult to make that kind of decision. When I see everything, I know what's coming. I mean, Tails did not know that 24 lings were about to pop up, followed by another 20. In this situation, after sniping that third base, killing off 2 queens, a lot of lings, I would have personally gone back home. Or I would have preferred him to go back home, but he did not know that. And this is the cool thing about this guild. Look how much gas he had saved up while just building Zealots. He's got 6 sentries already. Still has a lot of gas pulled. He's getting +1/+1. Already has that Twilight Council researching Blink. Because the logical next step here for Hyper is to get that Spire. So the third base is trying to be reestablished. Lair is up. There are lings right outside this natural base. Hyper is going for that double Evo Chamber, getting that melee attack. Spire has been started. What's up, Wiseman? How's it going, buddy? Lots of lings outside the base here for MvPTAILS. Sentry count, though, is just going to sit here for a while, and it's going to pull up a bunch of energy. So Tails is going to... Hyper is slightly behind. Slightly after that engagement. Because he cleaned up all of the units for his opponent, I don't want to say that Hyper is really behind. Tails did good damage there. What's up, Dark Strider? Income tab, guys, 54 to 53. They're even on Harvesters. Protoss getting Blink 1-1 soon. Zerga started 1-1 as well. Spire halfway done. Do we have a robo? We do have a robo. There are observers on the map. Is there... no observer on the map just yet. If you look at that Enos tab. He does have one that's over the army. Okay, so he doesn't have any around the map scouting, so he does not know the Spire is here. But he's already getting the Blink Stalkers. Blink Stalkers do very well against Speedlings. Can live forever. And they also do pretty well versus Mitas as well. Lings are poised for a counterattack. Will they get through? There is a pylon wall, though. Oh, Tails is so smart. But he does not have a cannon here, so he can eventually break this down, and Tails is going back home. These lings do not have 1-1 yet, but the Protoss army does. So all these lings should be killed off. Will they be able to get a single gateway? They are trying to get away. Pylon goes down. He leaves enough lings behind to get into the main base. Gets a full scout of what's going on. Sees all the gateways. Sees the Twilight Council. Sees the Double Forge. 13 Mutalisk on the way. What's up, Mendean? Jinx, I did get your payment, by the way, if you're still watching. So these lings will be cleaned up. Let's look at that Harvester skill tab. More lings getting in. Hyper has killed off 6 probes, so doing a pretty good job so far. Just trying to cripple the economy in any way he can. Income tab, guys, 54 to 56. Creep spread not looking too hot for Hyper. he's in a rough position at this point. I mean, those Lings really didn't do anything. He's got Mutas going into main base, though, so he's keeping Tails back. Well, Tails is going to have to go back home at this point. Oh, but he left a perfect amount of Stalkers here. Will he pick off one Muta? No, so he's going to continue with his attack, and Hyper is in a good amount of trouble right here. The problem with going Ling Baneling, or Ling Muta is, in a straight-up fight, it's very difficult to win. Now, this Force here, if it gets surrounded by Lings and the Muta's flank, he might be able to clean this up. It's going to be close. It depends on if he engages on creep. +2/+2 is about to finish, though, for Tails, and Hyper really can't afford it. I mean, his minerals are so low right now, he's got to spend it all on Lings. Losing that third base early on is a hard thing to come back from. Look at that income tap, 57-57. They're even on Harvesters. You never want to be like that against a Protoss player. And it doesn't even look like Tails is, willing to take a third base. He is just out here. He's ready to make the attack. Now, supply is pretty even. So, if the Spine Callers are in the engagement, they are blinking forward, picking off one of them. Stalker, Lings come forward. Where are the Mutalisks? Getting a huge flank on those sentries. If you can whittle down that sentry count, that would be huge. An aggressive blink forward on the reinforcing Lings forces the Mutas to fall back. Almost all the sentries were killed there, so Hyper is holding for now. There are 5 Spine Callers here. Atlantis spaceship, Hasbro. Atlantis spaceship. Engaging the Spine. Again, Blink Stalker's eyes. There is still one sentry here. And I don't know if Hyper's going to be able to hold at this point. They supply 139 to 123. Just the damage, that nice 3-gate timing from Tails was just way too powerful. Sniping at third base. It doesn't look like Hyper's going to come back. The Mutas are doing a good amount of damage. The Lings are coming forward, but these are 2-2 Blink Stalkers versus 1-1 Lings and 0-0 Mutas. They take forever to kill, and they just, have so much life in general. It's just... Blink Stalkers, man, they're pretty good. Hyper plays in almost all the dailies I cast. He's a very strong Zerg player, but it's such a nice, interesting timing there from MvPTAILS. If you don't like going Forge Fast Expand every game, give that build a try. I really liked it. It's very vulnerable to any form of really early aggression, such as a 10 pull, but even then you should be able to hold up with just probes. So maybe the Roach Ling All-In would do a lot of damage to it. But there's a GGO. Good luck from IMpulse's Hyper. MvPTAILS moving on to the next round of the tournament. I do live stream. You can follow me on twitch.tv/StarCraftSquad if Fanfia could post that. I stream all the time, actually. Almost every day. Yep, that Twitch right there. Thank you, Fanfia. You are a very, very awesome man. With that being said, though, MvPTAILS moves on to the round of 32, I believe. Very sad to see IMpulse's Hyper go. He does well. He plays on all these tournaments. I want to see him make it all the way through one day, though. Later, Kilimanjaro. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, guys. When we get back, hopefully we'll be in the next game. So, see you guys in 30 seconds.